Yes, please come in. Take a seat. Please look straight ahead and don't move. Can I take your name, please? Okay. And your age, please. Okay, and your address. Okay, and your occupation, please. No, that was not part of the test. The test will begin now. Reaction time is a factor in this, so please answer the questions as quickly as you can. Imagine you're in the desert, walking along in the sand, when all of a sudden you look down and you see a tortoise. Do you know what a tortoise is? Okay, good. It's crawling towards you. You reach down and you flip the tortoise on its back. The tortoise lays there on its back, its belly baking in the hot sun, beating its legs, trying to turn itself over, but it can't. Not without your help. But you're not helping. Why is that? Okay. Okay. Now describe in single words only the good things that come into your mind about your mother. Okay. Okay, great. Imagine it's your birthday. Someone gives you a calfskin wallet. How would you react? Okay. Imagine you see a little boy. He shows you his butterfly collection plus the killing jar. How would you react to that? Okay. You're watching television. Suddenly you realize there is a wasp crawling up your arm. What would you do? Okay. Okay, thank you. In case you're wondering, these questions are written down for me. I haven't come up with them myself. Imagine you're reading a magazine. You come across a full-page nude photo of a girl. You show it to your partner. Your partner likes it so much that they hang it on your bedroom wall. No, I'm not questioning your sexuality. How would that make you feel? Okay. Okay. Okay, good. Okay. No, that's fine. Now imagine you're watching a stage play. A banquet is in progress. The guests are enjoying an appetizer of raw oysters. The entree consists of boiled dog stuffed with rice. How does that make you feel? Okay. Okay. That's great, thank you. That's great. No, they're just questions. They're just questions. Imagine you're driving alone in the country at night and a gazelle wanders into the road. You slam on the brakes but are unable to avoid the collision. Out of your rear view mirror, you see the gazelle lying injured in the road. What would you do? Okay, good. Okay. Now imagine you're queuing at the corner store. The brass bell above the door chimes as a man wearing sunglasses enters and he's tapping his way with a white cane. He moves towards the counter and, without appearing to notice, he cuts in front of you in the line. Would you say anything? Okay. Okay, good. Scientists believe they have found a vaccine for Methuselah syndrome, but need volunteers to trial the new drug for potential side effects. These may include nausea, hair loss, or respiratory difficulty, but so far, only one person in every 50 has suffered these symptoms. Would you put yourself forward as a volunteer? Okay. And why is that? Okay, good. Now imagine you walk into an upstairs bathroom at a party and find a colleague's wife kissing a stranger. You back out quietly before they notice you. Do you inform your colleague of his wife's indiscretion? Okay. Now imagine you're riding the subway late at night. A man with several gold rings on his left hand sits next to you. You watch his reflection in the window opposite and notice he's struggling to stay awake. After a few stops, you feel his head come to rest on your shoulder. Do you wake him up? Okay. Let's continue. Imagine you are stranded with 8 people in a lifeboat that only holds 7. The boat is beginning to capsize and is definitely going to sink, drowning everyone inside it. Do you sacrifice yourself to save the lives of the others? Okay. Now imagine the circus is in town. There are rumors that the animals are mistreated by their owners. Do you still go? Imagine your family has passed down a cherished heirloom for generations. It has survived tough times and carries a sense of family heritage. You decide to take the heirloom to an antique store and find out it is worth a lot more than previously thought. The store owner wants to buy the heirloom. Do you sell it to him? Okay. Now imagine you meet your partner in the street and they kiss you in front of everyone. How would that make you feel? Would you be comfortable with that? Okay, interesting. No, that's good, thank you. Imagine you find an expensive looking wallet on the street. The wallet contains a key card to a luxury hotel, a single solid silver coin, and a piece of paper with the name and address of the owner written on it. Do you contact the owner? If you could know the exact time and date that you were going to die, would you want to know it? Okay, why is that? Okay, good. Imagine that whilst studying your hand, you notice that the lines have disappeared. How would you react to that? Okay, good. Do you ever feel like you don't have enough time? Okay, good. What are the 3 most important characteristics that people admire about you? Okay. imaginary friend as a child? Okay, well, imagine you have one now. Can you describe him or her for me, please? Okay. Okay, good. Okay, anything else? Okay. Oh, no, that's fine. Okay, good. Now, at some point during the next 5 questions, I'm going to tap several times on the table in close succession. And later, I'll ask you how many times I tapped on the table. Okay? Good. Okay, the next question. In a documentary, you see several cities where many people live under bridges. How does it make you feel? Okay. Okay. Now imagine you're sitting in a room with no doors or windows, and in front of you sits an old man with a beard. He's playing a mandolin. He's singing a folk song about his homeland. Halfway through the verse, he stops playing and begins to sob gently. How does that make you feel? Okay. Okay. Now starting with 100, I want you to subtract 7 and say the answer out loud. Then subtract 7 from that and keep going until I tell you to stop. Okay, so 100 minus 7 is good. And continue. Okay. Good. Okay, you can stop there. That's great. Thank you. Imagine that you rent a mountain cabin. It's made of rustic pine and has a huge fireplace. On the walls, someone has hung old maps, and above the fireplace, a deer's head has been mounted. It's a full stag with developed horns. The people that are with you admire the decor of the